Number 8. The momentum rule. You wake up, check your phone, scroll for 20 minutes, then wonder where the time went. You meant to exercise, but ended up watching Netflix instead. You planned to save money, but bought something you didn't need. Sound familiar? That's momentum in action, and it's quietly running more of your life than you realize. Most decisions aren't made from a blank slate. They're just extensions of whatever direction you're already moving in. If you've been procrastinating all morning, you'll probably keep procrastinating. If you've been productive, you'll likely stay productive. Your brain treats the current pattern as the default setting, and changing direction feels like swimming upstream. This happens because humans confuse familiarity with stability. That job you've outgrown, it feels safer than the unknown. That routine that drains you, at least it's predictable. Your nervous system interprets same as safe, even when same is slowly making you miserable. Understanding momentum changes everything about how you approach change. Instead of fighting against it, you can work with it by making small shifts that redirect your path, rather than trying to stop and restart completely. The deeper truth is that momentum silently shapes most decisions unless you actively interrupt it. Once you recognize this pattern, you can use it to your advantage instead of letting it use you. Number 7. The emotional math rule. Your friend cancels dinner plans, and suddenly your entire week feels ruined. A stranger compliments your shirt, and you're walking taller for hours. A minor work criticism replays in your head for days, while a simple smile from a crush keeps you awake all night. Welcome to emotional math, where feelings don't follow logic. Your brain treats emotions as data, but it's terrible at calculating their actual value. A small rejection gets mentally rounded up to feel like a catastrophe. A tiny success gets inflated into proof you're destined for greatness. And an imagined threat triggers the same stress response as a real one. This happens because your emotional system processes information faster than your logical mind can fact-check it. By the time rational thought catches up, your feelings have already cast the deciding vote. That's why you can know something makes sense logically but still feel completely different about it emotionally. Once you understand emotional math, you can start questioning your first reactions, instead of trusting them blindly. Your emotions usually outweigh the facts, even when the facts are staring you in the face. Understanding this doesn't make you weak or irrational. It makes you human, and now you know why your feelings sometimes seem to have their own agenda. Number 6. The effort-obligation rule. You've been learning guitar for 2 years, but you're not enjoying it anymore. Still, you keep practicing because quitting feels like admitting those 2 years were wasted. You stay in a relationship that stopped working months ago because of all the time you've already invested. And you finish books you hate because you're halfway through. This is the effort-obligation trap, and it's one of the most expensive psychological tricks your mind plays on you. The more energy you've put into something, the more obligated you feel to keep going, even when stopping would be the smarter choice. Your brain treats past effort like a binding contract for your future, creating an invisible chain that keeps you stuck in situations you've outgrown. The cruel twist is that staying purely to justify past effort only makes the loss bigger. Those 2 years learning guitar, they're gone whether you quit today or waste 5 more years on something that doesn't serve you. You're not honoring your past investment by throwing good time after bad. This rule keeps people tied to old versions of themselves long after they've outgrown them. But here's what changes everything. Past effort is not a debt you owe to your future self. It's information about what you've learned, not a chain that binds you to keep going. Number 5. The validation shortcut rule. Someone walks into a room with perfect posture and an expensive watch. Before they even speak, your brain has already decided they're probably successful, intelligent, and worth listening to. One impressive trait becomes a free pass for everything else. That's the validation shortcut in action. When someone has one standout quality, your mind automatically fills in the blanks and assumes they excel at everything else too. Confidence becomes competence. Attractiveness becomes intelligence. And success in one area becomes expertise in all areas. It's mental efficiency gone wrong. This shortcut makes people trust too quickly, excuse bad behavior, or overestimate someone's abilities simply because they shine in one visible way. You might follow business advice from someone just because they drive a nice car, or assume a stranger is trustworthy because they're charming at parties. Your brain prefers shortcuts over accuracy because processing every detail about every person would be exhausting. But those shortcuts can distort your judgment in ways that matter. The deeper truth is that excellence in one area doesn't guarantee excellence in another, no matter how much your first impression wants to believe otherwise. Number 4. The reward distance rule. You know you should save for retirement, but that vacation next month feels so much more real. You understand exercise will make you healthier in the long run, but the couch is calling your name right now. You want to learn a new skill, but the effort required today overshadows the benefits you'll see next year. The further away a reward feels, the less motivation you have to pursue it. Your brain values what feels immediate, even when the future reward is objectively better. This is why people stay up too late, procrastinate on important projects, or abandon routines that would pay off over time. Present you always feels more real than future you. The person you'll be in 5 years might as well be a stranger, so their needs and desires carry less weight than what you want right now. Your brain discounts future rewards following ancient programming that prioritized immediate survival. Recognizing this distance effect allows you to view the struggle with compassion rather than judgment. You're simply navigating a biological conflict between immediate satisfaction and long-term gain. True discipline comes from accepting that later will eventually become now, and you are the one who will have to live in the reality you are building today. Number 3. The identity protection rule. You consider yourself a rational person, but you just made an impulse purchase you can't afford. Instead of admitting the mistake, you find reasons why it was actually a smart decision. You think of yourself as kind, but you snapped at someone unfairly. Rather than acknowledging it, you focus on how they deserved it. When your actions contradict your self-image, your brain launches into damage control mode to protect your identity. It rewrites the story, shifts the blame, and finds creative justifications to keep your self-concept intact. This mental gymnastics happens automatically, below conscious awareness, like a psychological immune system defending your identity. Your mind would rather distort reality than confront a truth that threatens who you think you are. The person who sees themselves as organized will blame external circumstances for their mess. The person who prides themselves on being logical will rationalize emotional decisions after the fact. This pattern runs deeper than simple self-deception or social posturing. You're protecting the core story you tell yourself about who you truly are, and that story feels more important than accuracy. When reality clashes with identity, identity usually wins the fight. The deeper truth is that identity often wins over honesty, because admitting you're not who you thought you were feels like losing yourself entirely. Number 2. The threat prioritization rule. One criticism from your boss overshadows 10 compliments from colleagues. One awkward moment ruins an entire evening that was otherwise perfect. One bad interaction can change how you see someone, even after years of positive history. Your mind automatically pays more attention to negative experiences than positive ones, because it evolved to prioritize threats over opportunities. Missing a compliment might hurt your feelings, but missing a danger could end your life. So your brain developed a better safe than sorry approach to processing information. This negativity bias means that bad experiences stick like glue, while good ones slide off like water. You remember the one person who didn't laugh at your joke more clearly than the 5 who did. You replay the meeting that went poorly while forgetting the 3 that went well. Your brain treats negative events like important data that must be preserved, while positive experiences get treated like background noise. Your biology is still scanning for saber-toothed tigers in a world full of performance reviews and social media comments. The deeper truth is that your mind overweighs the negative to keep you safe, not to keep you accurate. Understanding this doesn't fix it, but it helps you stop taking your brain's threat alerts so personally. Number 1. The control illusion rule. You avoid the highway because you had a close call there once, even though statistically it's still the safest route. You wear your lucky shirt to important meetings and knock on wood after saying something optimistic. You look for patterns in random events and expect life to balance out like a cosmic scoreboard. Humans crave control, even over situations that are completely unpredictable. You search for meaning in chaos, assume streaks will break simply because they've lasted too long, and feel personally responsible for outcomes that no one could have influenced. This need for control runs so deep that you'll create the illusion of it rather than accept randomness. The desire for control often creates more stress than the chaos itself. You exhaust yourself trying to manage variables that were never in your hands to begin with. The deeper truth is that accepting randomness isn't giving up. It's freeing yourself to focus on the few things you actually can influence, instead of burning energy on everything you can't. These 8 rules reveal something profound about being human. Your brain runs on ancient programming that creates invisible forces, shaping your daily choices. Understanding these patterns doesn't make you immune to them, but it does give you something more valuable: the ability to see the game you're playing. And once you can see it, you can start playing it better. We explain a lot around here. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.